Welcome back to the online class. In this video, I'll teach literature to the students of standard 8. In my previous video, I was teaching the chapter The Enchanted Pool, and I had taught that story of Mahabharata where the Pandavas, three brothers, had gone to fetch water from the pool and they all fell down unconscious. They were dead because they did not answer the question which was asked to them. Now, after that, when the three brothers, Nakula, Sahadeva, and Arjuna, did not return with water, now greatly vexed, Arjuna, see, when Arjuna was sent to bring water, till here we had done, till the previous page, when Arjuna was sent to bring water, Arjuna also did not hear to the voice of the Yaksha, and he drank water and he also became unconscious. Greatly vexed, Arjuna made up his mind to seek out a grapple with his elusive foe once he had quenched his terrible thirst. So he drank the water and also fell down dead. So he was also dead there. Now after anxious waiting, Yudhishthira waited for so much of time. Then also Bhima also did not, then Arjuna did not return back. So he turned to Bhima. Now Bhima was left and Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira turned to Bhima and said, "Dear brother, Arjuna the great hero has also not returned. Something terrible must have happened to our brothers. Please seek them out and be quick about it. Also bring water, for I die of thirst." Bhima, racked with anxiety, hurried away without a word. So he was as if tortured by anxiety to find out what had happened to his brothers that they did not come back with water. His grief and rage can be imagined when he saw his three brothers lying there dead. So as he reached the pool, he saw that all his three brothers were lying dead there. He thought this is certainly the work of the Yakshas. So he understood that this is the work of the Yakshas. The Yakshas are mythological. These are the, see, the meaning is also given over there. You can see here the Yakshas, the mythological nature spirits. Okay, so they are the nature spirits. They are only spirit. You cannot see them. They are just the spirits. So I will hunt them down, but I am so thirsty. I shall first drink water so that I can fight them better. And then he descended into the pool. The voice shouted, "Bhimsena, beware. You may drink only after answering my questions. You will die if you disregard my words." "Who are you to dictate to me?" cried Bhima, and he drank the water thirstily, glaring around in defiance. And he did so, and as he did so, his great strength seemed to slip from him like a garment, and he also fell dead among his brothers. So glaring means staring angrily. Okay, and here defiance means a look of opposition. Okay, as if he's challenging someone. So although he was very, very angry, he's going to challenge who has done all this. So when he was asked the question, he also thought, first let me drink water, then I will see how to take revenge. But as soon as he drank water, he also fell down unconscious. He was dead. Now alone Yudhishthira was left, was racked with anxiety and thirst. Have they been subjected to a curse, or are they wandering about in the forest in a vain search for water, or have they fainted or died of thirst? Unable to bear this thought and driven desperate by an overpowering thirst, he started out to look for his brother in the pool. Now Yudhishthira thought, what must have happened to them? Have they died? Or they have, somebody has cursed them? Why they did not come back? They have fainted or what? So many thoughts came in his mind, and then he was very thirsty also. So he started going himself towards the pool. Yudhishthira proceeded in the direction his brothers had taken, through tracks infested with wild boars and abounding in spotted deer. Okay, so while he was going on the way, those paths were present in large number, the footprints of the wild boar and all. So he was thinking that if those wild animals have killed them or eaten them, what had happened? So many thoughts came in his mind. Spotted deer and huge forest birds and presently came upon a beautiful green meadow, girdling a pool of crystal clear water, nectar to his eyes. But when he saw his brothers lying there like sacred flagpoles thrown pell-mell after a festival, unable to restrain his grief, he wept. So, when he reached the pool at last, there he saw that the dead bodies of his brothers were lying there. See, here a comparison has been made how they were lying. Saw his brother lying there like sacred flagpoles thrown pell-mell, means thrown here and there after like in a festival. After the festival is over, the sacred flagpoles which were erected after the festival is over, they are thrown here and there. So like that only his brothers' bodies were thrown here and there. Then they were lying unconscious. So he became very sad and he wept, he cried. Then a scene of mystery overcame him, for this could be no ordinary occurrence. The world held no barriers who could overcome his brothers. Besides, there were no wounds on their bodies which could have let out life, and their faces were faces of men who slept in peace, and not of those who died in wrath or anger. There was also no trace of the footprints of an enemy. There was surely some magic about it, or could it be a trick played by? So he thought that there are no marks of wound, and their face also is not that they have died out of any kind of pain or anger. It seems as if they are sleeping peacefully. So he thought that there must be some magic about this, or somebody had played a trick with them. Then Duryodhana might be not have poisoned the or he thought that, or maybe Duryodhana, no, he is the one of the Kauravas, who is cousin brother, was his greatest enemy. He thought that he must not have poisoned the water. Then Yudhishthira also descended into the pool. In his turn were drawn to the water by a consuming thirst. He was also very thirsty, but once he thought that maybe the water has been poisoned by his cousin brother Duryodhana, at once the voice without form warned as before, your brothers died because they did not heed my words. Do not follow them. Answer my question first and then quench your thirst. The pool is mine. So the sound of the Yaksha again came. Though your brothers are lying here, they are dead because they did not answer my questions. They drank water. Yudhishthira knew that these could be none other than the words of a Yaksha, that spirit, and guessed what had happened to his brothers. He understood what had happened. He saw a possible way of redeeming the situation. So making good for something. Okay, he thought of making good the situation by answering the question to he can only bring back the lives of his brothers. He said to the bodiless voice, please ask your question. The voice put question rapidly, one after another. It asked, what makes the sun shine every day? Yudhishthira replied, the power of the Supreme. What rescues man in danger? Courage is man's salvation in danger. By the study of which shines does man become wise. Not by studying any Shastra does man become wise. It is by association with the great in wisdom that he gets wisdom. Yaksha asked, what is more nobly sustaining than the earth? Yudhishthira replied, the mother who brings up the children she has born is nobler and more sustaining than the earth. What is higher than the sky? The father. What is fleeter than wind? The mind. The mind is more fleeter than wind. More fast it goes. What is more blighted, that is destroyable, okay, than withered straw? A sorrow-stricken heart. Okay. What befriends a traveler? Learning. Who accompanies a man in death? Dharma. That alone accompanies the soul in its solitary journey after death. So after that, what is with a man left with him? Dharma, means what he does, which is the biggest vessel, the earth, which contains all within itself as the greatest vessel. So a number of questions were asked by the Yaksha to Yudhishthira. Then what is happiness? And he gave all the answers successfully. Happiness is the result of good conduct. So a person becomes happy when he has good conduct. What is that? Abandoning which man becomes loved by all. bride. So if you abandoning means living. So what is that? If you live, that you will be loved by all. That is pride. For abandoning that, man will be loved by all. What is the loss which yields joy and not sorrow? So what is the loss? If you have, you will get joy and you will not be sad. Anger. So if you give up anger, you will no longer be subject to sorrow. You will not be sorrowful. What is that? By giving up which man becomes rich. So if you give something, you will become more rich. What is that? Desire. Getting rid of it, man becomes wealthy. So desire, if you give up your desire, you will become wealthy. You will feel as if you have everything. What is the greatest wonder in the world? Every day, men see creatures depart to Yama's abode. That means every day we see that people are dying. Okay. But, and yet, those who remain seek to live forever. But still, those people who are there alive, they always see and think that they are going to live on this earth forever. This verily is the greatest wonder. Thus, the Yaksha posed many questions and Yudhishthira answered them all. Then the Yaksha said, I am pleased with your wisdom. So you are very wise, Yudhishthira. I am very happy with your wisdom. I will bring all your brothers to life. It was Yama, the death, Lord of Death. Okay, so it was the Lord of Death himself, Yama, who had taken the form of the deer. Okay, and the Yaksha, so that he could test Yudhishthira. So this was just a scenario which was created by Yama, the Lord of Death. He embraced Yudhishthira and blessed him. Yama said, only a few days remain to complete the stipulated period of your exile in the forest. The 13th year will also pass by. None of your enemies will be able to discover you. You will successfully fulfill your undertaking. And saying this, he disappeared. So, what did that Yama, the Lord of Death, say? That I am very happy with all your answers. So all of your brothers will be alive now, and as this is the last year of your exile, so during this Pandavas had to stay in a hidden form so that nobody finds them out. So he said that this year also will pass very soon and you will be successful in your period of exile. Nobody will able to find you all, will discover you. Saying this, Yama disappeared. The Pandavas had no doubt to pass through all sorts of troubles during this exile. But he gains too much, but the gains were not inconsiderable. But okay, the gains were not inconsiderable. It means that they had to face so much trouble during their such a long period of exile. But the gain they got, they learnt a lot. Okay, by in this period of exile. It was a period of hard discipline and searching. So, searching probation through which they emerged stronger and nobler men. So, through this searching, through this thorough searching of probation means a period of test. This was a thorough period of test in which they were put on test on different ways and they become much more stronger and nobler. So, this is the end of the chapter, children. I hope you have understood this. In my next class, I'll discuss the exercises with you. Till then, goodbye.